Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. You find us once more in the map editor. Now, if you're watching these as they come out and you're saying to yourself, ooh, hang on a minute, there's not been very many videos recently. Well, I was away for the weekend. Literally just the weekend. It was a bank holiday here in the UK. And the first rule of the internet is you do not tell people when you're going away because they might turn up at your house and kind of steal all your trinkets. Not that there's much to steal, if I'm going to be honest. You know, there might be more if YouTube actually paid me, but you know, glossing over that. Yeah, I didn't have enough time to record any videos prior to going away, so we are back in the saddle, we are hot to trot, and we have this blue hole, which Stanley Orchard and daughter have requested in the comments, and they were like, hey, you know what, I'm thinking you should try to make a really difficult map, no? And I was like, sure, that's not your accent because you're from America. Yes, let's try this. At least I hope you're from America. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long day. I've been up since 5 o'clock. It is now 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't ask. So we have this big old hole, and one of the big problems is that although it is a feature of the island, or though it's a feature of the world in general, and it is deeper than the surrounding terrain. So if we look down here, and this very nicely smoothed kind of apron on the outside, and then this is a lot deeper than that. That's about as close as we can get to an actual blue hole in Stranded Deep. However, we have to make this kind of interesting now. This hole. We're going to have to do something with it. And one of the first things we're going to do is just get this boy, wrong toggle, right toggle. Just sticking up out of the water a little bit. So we're going to do this. Yeah, someone in the comments was like, hey, you know, you can make caves out of rocks, no? And I was like, I did actually, because if you download Deep Blue Sea, which is probably linked to the bottom, there is a boat in a cave on the land. So it's one of the things you can do. But one of the things you can't do in the map editor is punch holes in the terrain like you can in Planet Coaster. That would be really handy if we could sort of bring out bits of terrain, maybe in an advanced setting or something. But what I was thinking here is to kind of cheat, because we have to cheat. We have to use what we have, and what we have is interesting. So what I'm going to do is change the size of the brush down, change the amount of obviously down, and hit the target. This is not the target value. This is raise and lower. We want to lower. So we have a bowl essentially, and naturally as we go deeper into the bowl, the light changes, because that's the way the game deals with water depth. We change the rendering so we can display the ocean on. It's very, very hard to see anything once you're down here. If I switch the brush off and go back to objects, once you're down here, there is a boat not that far above us. It's probably going to mess around with the compression of the video, so it's going to look like but anyway, but you can't see the boat until you get real close to it. So we're going to use that to our advantage. We can't make the hole infinitely deep. Actually looks pretty sweet there. That actually just kind of looks real. You know, serendipity says someone will want to explore that. I'll think about it. I'll think about leaving that like that and maybe doing something with it. But that's the basic premise of what we're going to do anyway. So if we just turn display ocean off, what we can do is take a rock like a cliff 2, take it, and this is a big old cliff. Not big enough, apparently. We got a bigger one? No. This is one we usually see stacks and things. This is huge. But what I was thinking is what we could... let's not use that one because we're in the terrain. Camera, get out of the terrain. Use this, essentially like this. Making sure we align it so there's no holes in the mesh. That'd be sweet. It'd be even better if we could kind of scale this stuff, but you know, we work with what we've got. Every time we let go, it automatically selects the object below, which is a problem. But what we're going to do is use stacks so that when you swim, see, when you swim into the water, let's get the brush away. When you swim into the water, it looks a lot deeper because the objects are up here, so you'll be swimming around, you'll be like, oh, I need to get the stuff, and it's great, but oh boy, that's real deep down there. So trying to keep the players off the sea bed so this hole looks deeper than it actually is. I have noticed though that we've got a bit of shadow there. So what we're going to do, this is something I kind of figured might be an issue, is make this deeper. Gonna have to make it a little bit deeper. But not to a point where we're actually stretching the world mesh, because bad things can happen if you do that. So we're going to hit lower, we've got the size, and we're just going to push it down. It doesn't matter at this point whether everything is nice and cylindrical or not. Let's change the amount up a bit until we get something moving. Nice, and we'll spray backwards and forwards like we're spraying a car. Because that's what you do when you have to respray your car. I'm going to say, what are we respraying? Well, it's got to be a Ford Mustang, isn't it? Got to be a Ford Mustang, 70s Ford Mustang. Oh. I will hand it to the Americans. They do know how to make cars. They do know. There's a few things they don't know how to make. Fuel efficient cars is one of them. Oof. But yeah, cars that make lots of beautiful noise and look good. That's two things. Stopping might be a problem. And corners. Stopping and corners. I don't think there are any corners in America. Just through observation. So what we're doing is we're just sort of pushing the bowl out a bit, so it is steeper and deeper. But I'm just keeping an eye on the texture because you can tell things about to go a little bit wrong because it'll start stretching real bad, and you don't want that. So we are pushing this out, pushing this out, pushing this out, pushing it out even more. Good. We're under the texture. We're under the world. No. It's the problem with the camera. It gets real close to an object, and then you'll find that you just either punch through the world mesh, or you fly off in space because the speed is controlled by closeness to the objects. And I'm wondering if that's actually a Unity thing. Unity, interesting game engine. A lot of games use it, including Hearthstone. Wait, what? What was the other one? There's a Ubisoft. Is it a Ubisoft game or an EA game? It's the one with the forest. There's a bear and a thing in a forest, and it's a game I really wanted to play but never got around to it. Damn, can't remember it. I probably will. Long-term memory retrieval, but not after being awake for 12 hours. With the prospect of being awake for even longer for the day. Oof. It's a long old day today. It's going to be a long old day every day for the next few weeks, unfortunately. So I might end up talking strange, making strange noises with one's mouth, which will be... no, I'm just pushing the... Wait, did we just push that out because we were the other side of the train? Okay, in the name of science, let's see if we can go through the mesh, which we can. Can we? So we can't see the brush. We click here. And then go through. Did that push it out? Maybe. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. So if you're the other side and you use push instead of, like lower instead of raise, you might actually push it down. That's curious. And I like these little things. You just discover things by accident. So yeah. So what we're doing currently is pushing this down, deeper and down, and then we will work out what we need to do. We're using a soft brush so we don't introduce jagged edges, and we're just kind of gently going around, pushing it out further and further. So make this big old bowl deeper and deeper. It's already pretty freaking deep. Let's not beat around the bush. You probably will require some air if you're going down here, like a breath boost or something. So I'm just kind of pushing the bottom out now. It's very tricky not to have the camera clipped into the walls. Okay, so we'll do this. Maybe what we can do is use that. Oh, camera is clipped into the walls. Maybe we can use that to encourage the player to come down. Ooh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Hey kids, dive on this, and then they get to the back of the boat, and then they see more stuff. and they have to go deeper and deeper, and every time they go deeper, maybe the next leap is the leap home. Just me? No, just me. Okay, cool. I fear you might have to explain that to the kids, though. Surely they've got to rerun Quantum Leap. I mean, I saw Quantum Leap as reruns. So there we go. Oh, freaking camera. It's very, very difficult. Okay, what have we got? Well, the bowl's a little bit more bowly. We can push it out from here and just kind of... It's real tricky. You've got to keep moving the camera around to try and get a sort of a sense of the 3D space. But I think we've done quite well around the top to have everything kind of rounded off, which is nice. It's about as good as we can get. Cool. So we turn the ocean on. Display ocean. Hello, ocean. It looks a little bit too much, I think. Also, I think people would have trouble being on there. So if we hit R, and then press T, drop them down, or more accurately, drop her down. In the west, we tend to use she for ships, and in places in the east, I think, like Russia, uses he for ships. Okay, so we've got this kind of thing going on. I'm not sure. Maybe does it ruin the effect? Does it ruin the effect? I mean, it's creepy. It is pretty... Oh, that is very creepy. Boop. Oh, no, that's terrifying. And then you look down and you think, oh, wow, that's a long way down. Maybe I'll just kind of swim over here and investigate that, and that's it. I'm sure most people would just be like, that is it, my friend. That is it. So let's align this with the entrance, maybe. I'm going to do it. So that might actually be too much. We'll change the display ocean. We'll turn the display ocean off. Hit up objects and press T. Let's get the top one down. There we go. She chose down. She chose down. Right. Okay. It's just checking. It's real hard to check. Make sure you haven't opened up any holes in this particular mesh. No. I want to get the camera close enough. And then I want to look up at these knobbly bits. Because if you don't do it right, you can end up opening up holes in the bottom of it. And what I don't want is a panicking player to... Let's use Big Rock. Big Rock. I don't want a panicking player to get themselves stuck inside the terrain. That'd be our fault. That'd be our fault entirely. So I'll just put a rock there because I'm not sure about that. It's a bit too dark, but I'm not seeing much in the way of gaps because these things are open at the bottom. Right. Okay. So this is. You can see how deep it is now. That is not in fact that deep at all in terms of water. Now what we can do is very much try Cliff 6. Cliff 6 is a good bet for stuff like this. Is it deep enough to use it though? That is the question. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It is very deep. Ooh. Alright, let's do this. So we can press C to clone, and then we'll press R to rotate. Bring that in, and then hit up. Now we could probably cheat a little bit. So C to clone. Let's move this out here. R to rotate. We'll use the blue bit. Press T. Bring this out, and then down a bit. So what we're going to do is create a bit of a craggy bottom. Craggy bottom? What are you talking about? I didn't come here to listen to blather on about things. Well, yeah, we're going to add some interest to the bottom. I don't know how much people would see when they're down here, even on a clear day, let alone being caught with in a storm. So if you are deep diving, one of the big issues you can have, is that you won't notice that a storm is rolling in, and this area here is big enough, wide enough, and ugly enough to get you caught in a storm front. That would be very, very interesting indeed. So what we'll do is we'll throw this in here. Yeah, this is working. This is huge, this area here. So I'm going to hit C. So we bring that out a bit. I believe we shall. Press R to rotate. And then press T. So what I want is this to this all mesh together and not leave huge gaps that people can get sort of panicky and stuck in. So we're just going to have a little check. It's going to be very hard just because of the way the game works in terms of depth, because we are pretty freaking deep about now. Let's go down here. All right. I mean, we could throw a lamp down here, but I don't think it would. It would ruin the effect or take away from the effect. Okay, cool. We are kind of clipping through various items here. Cool. So for the brave, let's put something down here. Get off! Oh, we're stuck in the train. Okay, cool. Well, not so cool, but all right. Yeah, only the brave. So what we'll do is we'll press that, and then move that there, and just rotate it. There we go. So we've got this kind of. Should we do the same thing here? Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's do it. So we'll rotate and get this kind of abyss feeling ledge. Okay, cool. Abyss. Oh, The Abyss. Yeah, that was an interesting film, actually. That was filmed in a... Oh, what was that filmed in? That was filmed in a cooling pond in a power station that hadn't been fully built yet. Yes, that was it. That was very much it. So we've got this kind of look here. What we're going to do is go back to terrain, turn the water on, bloop. And what we're looking for is... Oh, yes. There we go. So we've got some interest. Once you're in the water, it's like, oh, stuff down there. Leads you down, because you have to go in the water in order to explore the lower decks of this thing. Oh. Strategically, the upper deck is exposed, so for people who just want to get on and have a little look around. But the lower deck, in order to swim in here and get your stuff... Cool. You have to come in, and you might have a little look down and go, whoa, that is actually a long way down. Suddenly a long way down. And even if you're kind of... does that take away from the effect? Can we make it deeper? That is a question. I think that's just going to be a question. Yes, we can. Of course we can. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not mess around. So amount lower. Let's just make it deeper. This is very tricksy because the camera is now wanting to get stuck on just about everything in here. We don't have the room for this, essentially. So we're going to push this down, 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 down. Keep going, but, make sure the terrain doesn't stretch overly much. Okay. So we've added a little rock shelf. We can put something there to entice people down to that level. And then we can go again. Let's put the amount up a little bit more. Is that going to be too much? Well, yes and no. All right. That's a bit faster. We might lose some of the smoothness by doing this, but hey, whatever. We're pushing it down. We're going for broke. Going for gold and broke, but mostly broke and gold. Cool. So this is going a lot further down than we had previously done. This hole is huge. So we've got the second area, and I think it's probably even big enough to stick another boat in it. There we go. So let's do this. Let's just check, make sure we haven't ruined anything on the upper levels. Nope. And down there. Whoa, that is deep. That's very deep. What happens if you get here? Yep, no, that's that. I mean, even without the water, that's pretty terrifying. Let's be honest, that is pretty freaking terrifying. Okay, so I don't even know if you can get that deep on a bit of, even with breath boost. Probably. So we're going to smooth, and we're going to make sure the amount's cranked up, and size is fine. Let's crank it up and rip the knob off. We are at smooth, aren't we? Oh yeah, I can see it doing stuff. Okay, fine. Not that anyone would actually be able to tell or see if the surface is a little bit bumpy at this point. Cool. Right, so we got our rock spire. What we'll do is we'll head up objects, C, and then we'll go down. Oh boy, it gets deeper. She's going deeper. Much deeper. But we're also going to hit C, and we're going to hit, we're going to bring that up, I'm going to bring that out, and then we're going to hit R, and we're going to rotate in because what I want to do is not just have this as a kind of a big old rockety rock, maybe a bit of sort of decoration bottom, so we'll rotate that round. That's not going to really do much, is it? Rotating on just on its axis? No, of course not. Of course not, because we're hitting the wrong axis. What are we doing here? Let's press T and bring you back through by making sure we hit blue bit. And there we go. And then the green one. So what we are doing is just adding a bit of interest to the bottom. Cool. We can always throw in an extra big rock. Big rock. Big rock. Come on, buddy. There we go. Nice. Cool. And then objects. Okay, we'll do it. Structures. Ooh. I'm guessing an entire C4 would, holy crap, it would actually go in there. I mean, it would be completely useless in there, but it would go in there. Just out of curiosity, let's just see what that looks like. Let's turn the ocean back on. Let's get rid of the brush. Yeah, the windows don't really work that well. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And all the doors are sealed up because that's the way the model works in the thing, but alright. It doesn't look good. Let's display the ocean and get rid of it. So we'll have objects, we will make sure we are using the right object, and then we will get rid of it. Yes, please delete the object. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it when an object is fully deleted. Good. But wait, what is going to be done? Oh my god, yep. So let's... so basically this thing is following the terrain. We are going to rotate you. We have to be very careful with this one though. So let's... Oh, look at the darkness. We have to be very careful with this. So let's get rid of that. Because it's going to follow the terrain, which is a bit of a problem. I don't really want it to. The other thing it's going to do, oh yes, is... Let's bring it up. Let's push it out. Let's rotate it a little bit. Because it's got an entrance at the front and an entrance at the back. Ugh, there we go. So we'll pull it back a bit using the blue toggle. Blue, come back. There we go. There we go. So you can still get in at the front. We'll have to place some rocks and stuff around it. Again, very dark down here. So are you going to even be able to see it? Don't know. Don't know. Okay, rocks. What? We're in the cliffs. Speaking of cliffs, cliff 5 should do that quite nicely. Yes, it will. A little rotate, just not that way. Not that way. It's because it's the bottom of the screen, that's why. Just make sure it's not actually... Camera, come on. Come on. Just got to go in here, make sure you can actually get in. You can, cool. I mean, that's a long way down. And then throw a big rock in as well. Cool. And then let's put the other end of the boat. So we've got one half of the boat. There's another structure. Which one is it? Shipwreck 7A. Oh, there we go. But the thing is, 7A always goes in sideways. So what we'll do is bring it up, rotate it, so it looks like two halves of the same boat. We'll do that. Rotate it in, and then we press T. Bring it down now, obviously, because it clips through objects. It's real good. Real good. So we can push that in there. To come up a little bit so we can actually see what we're doing. No, that's not the object we've selected. Where is it? Oh no, it is. For some reason, it looks a little off center. All right. So we'll just pull that around. Rotate. I think so. T, bring it back, and then leave it just kind of wedged in, I guess. So we'll drop it down until it hits the natural edge of things. Oh, it's well dark down there. Really, really dark. Okay, objects everywhere except for right here. Rocks, please. Is there a big rock underneath it? Yeah. So if you're here with a torch, you might be able to see stuff. You'd certainly be able to get things out. There's two halves of... What? Hello? Two halves of a boat down there. You'd have thought it. Cool. Anything else that we can throw down there to make it interesting? Well, I mean, we can put some mining rocks in there if you want. Not sure why you'd want to go mining for clay in such a massive hole, but we could do it. Or should we do it? I don't know, because that's a heck of a way down. See what other objects we can throw in. Structures everywhere. So let's all have a rowboat. I think one more wreck would be nice, wouldn't it? One more wreck would be nice. Since it's a risk-reward thing. Since it is risk-reward, let us do something like this. Okay, cool. So it's not like overkill. It's like, oh, I can come to this island to get all the loot, and it'll be great. I'll have thousands and thousands of trinkets for people to admire. No. You want to go deep? You can go deep. You don't want to go so deep? You don't have to go so deep. Cool. So there's as many shipwrecks as I really want to throw down here. Through seafort bridges. You can throw the stuff like that in there. Let's see. So we've got the rowboat. Doesn't make any sense to have a rowboat down here. Got the door. Trouble is, things like shipwreck 3A. It's got those windows and stuff on them. So no, I don't want too many objects down here. I'd rather go for structural stuff. So what we'll do is throw in. Does Wally float? I don't actually know. You know what? Where does the package spawn in this thing? I don't entirely know. I don't think Wally floats. And I don't think the DeadX package floats. Or if it does, where is it going to float? Straight up? Is it the stuff that spawns on there? Let's do this. Let's do it. Do it. We'll have to do a little test and just see where everything ends up. And so if we just touch that, there we go. So it's okay having above slightly. It might bounce around, I don't know. Same thing with, oh no, stuff. Same thing with Wally, so what we'll do is make you move you up so you're not actually touching anything since you are a physics object and there's not. That should hopefully lock on there. It might not. You Who knows? So we've got some stuff down there. If we turn on the water, turn off the brush. Oh yeah, no, that's very foreboding. So you're up. You come to this island and you're like, oh right, there's a big old hole and there's a boat in it. So you go splish 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 splash splash splish splash splish splash splish splash, and you end up here and it's like, oh, this is kind of nice. You know, I can see myself holidaying here. Cool. And then you're like, oh, I've got the stuff on the top. Maybe I'll get the stuff on the bottom. Splash, splash, splash. Whoa, what is down there? That is terrifying. So what is there to tempt you down? Ooh, bit of a wreck. And then more wrecks. It doesn't get like completely dark, which is kind of cool. But you are a long way from the light. Yeah. A long way from the light. So is that, I don't know, you're gonna have to let me know if that's too much. I mean, I could put a different rack there, or I could put some other structure to entice people down into the darkness. Cool. Maximum reach. Oh, you can only put one wall in one box. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's turn the ocean off. So we've got this kind of even like the shade and stuff is going to help with that. Cool. We are going to throw in some other things. So let's throw in another cliff. But wait, why? Oh, just a little bit of extra interest. I don't want that toggle. I want the green one. Green toggle, please. There we go. There we go. So we'll have that. We will kind of rotate it a little bit. Okay. And then do the same thing over here. Rotate it a little bit. Press T, push it down into the terrain. Cool. Oh. F is the center camera. Okay. So we're not. So there looks like there's stuff down there to go and investigate. See, it's all having a hole, but if you ain't got nothing to investigate, what's the point in going down there? Oh, yeah, that's a point. So we'll rotate this one around a little bit. Cool. Very cool. Okay, so we have a hole with a bunch of wrecks down there, and if you're brave, you can go down and investigate. If you're not brave, you don't have to go and investigate. How many items we can stick down there as a little reward? Medical salves. Oh, right. You can actually put... Oh, you can put all the parts for a freaking gyrocopter in there. Huh. I hadn't even noticed you could just essentially cheat in a gyro. Cool. Rocks, tarps, torches, tires, water skins. Nah. I think we have to put a prize down at the bottom. Something. I mean, we've already got Wally and stuff down there. All right. Let's throw a few more rocks down here, even though it's real dark. Real dark. Objects, please. Thank you. We are going to go with rocks. Rocky rocks. I just want a few things just to break up the bottom, just in case someone does come down. You never know. You absolutely never know. It's like, hey, someone's actually made it all the way down to the bottom. Green, thank you. There we go. Cool. Oh my word. I mean, it's not the best. It does still have this grass texture, but I don't think at this point anyone's going to bother or notice or whatever. And a few rocks. Rocky rocks. There we go. Green. Cool. Big rock. So we're essentially just dressing the bottom at this point as best we can. There will be weed and things and fish probably swimming around, so that's kind of cool. We'll also stick some rocks in the wall. There we go. We can do that, not a problem. So just to give the impression of something. It'd be interesting to see what the game does with the walls, because essentially it's seabed, and essentially the game is going to say, well, you know, it still needs weeds and stuff, and it still needs rocks and things. So I think the game is actually going to try and put rocks and stuff in by itself. That would be quite interesting. Okay, so we've got some rockety rocks and bits and pieces around. We'll throw a few more over here. It's like, it's just kind of look a little bit knobbly, but you know what? It's not actually a problem because once we turn the water back on, and once the game's done its thing, adding various other things. Ah, there we go. There we go. Cool. So we have let's turn the water back on. Boop. So we have our blue hole, and it is still very much a blue hole. It has a wreck in it. I think the wreck. I'll tell you what. Should we just move it down a bit? Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So you're here, and you're like, so you can get your raft in and everything, but oof, yeah, you have to go down. You have to go down into the water to look at that. Cool. I think that's a good compromise. Actually, it's a good compromise. And it is very much jammed in there, just checking to make sure it's not poking through the actual thing itself. So you have to go swim to actually get underneath, or even in the wheelhouse or whatever. Okay, and you know there's more stuff on the deck below, so you have to do another swim. But wait, it goes on forever. How deep is this? I don't know. But even more concerning is that is now a little bit the other side of, yeah, we got the train on. A little bit the other side of midday. Ooh, in fact, it's not as bright as it once was. So we can still see this thing. But yeah, no, suddenly that is very deep. And we can only see stuff because we got the freaking brush thing. So at actual midday, you can just about see the bottom. And then what time is this? Oh, any time that happens to be night or early morning. Yeah, no, that's freaking terrifying. A little bit more at about, what's this? It's going to be, say, 10 o'clock, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. 10 o'clock, midday. You have a very narrow window of about 2 hours, I reckon, when there is light. Literally enough light to maybe 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. Oh, look at the clouds. Oh, that's really cool. That's really good. That's cool. The volumetric clouds, the way the shadow changes as I change the time. That is super cool. And that is, yeah, okay. I would throw like a buoy or something there, but you know what? We don't need the buoy. We don't need the buoy. It would float off anywhere in the current. I think there's enough stuff for people to explore down there, and there's enough kind of rewards if you happen to want to go down into the water. And that boat might be a little bit too, might bring it up a little bit. Compromise. All right, yeah, I think that's a good compromise. Good. So if we change the time of day back to midday, nicest time of day. Yeah, that's much better. That is a compromise between being able to see the freaking thing and being able to, low visual impact, but it kind of encourages you down into the hole. Good. I think I'll leave that for the time being because I want to leave my subconscious to kind of deal with what we've done today in terms of enticing people into the very feature that we have created. But we do need to finish the outside of this, and I think there needs to be a way of people I think like a little diving board or something would be kind of cool. So maybe some rocks that people can actually dive from the land into, and some more of this stuff. Some more interest on the outside. So if you do come to this island and you're like, you know what, I do not feel like deep diving today. You can just be like, yeah, whatever. I'll just stick to the outside. So there's going to be enough stuff for people to play with on the outside, and then a ton of stuff for people to do on the inside who are the bravest. Good. I think I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So if you're watching this and you're like, ooh, you know what I was thinking I'd like some more videos, please. Definitely subscribe, and then click the bell and ask for all the notifications in the world, because that will get you notifications to your YouTube inbox, maybe, because YouTube is kind of rubbish. And yeah, I've got comments, leave comments, and I will catch you next time.